A 22-year-old man in Montana by the name of Chance McKenzie Bowen is facing a $50,000 fine and life imprisonment after he was caught with marijuana plants in his home. Now, officials were able to obtain a warrant, and they went into his home and found a total of 178 actively growing marijuana plants. And as a result, he's being prosecuted. And since he has been charged with the growing operation and having the infrastructure, and using it for the manufacture of marijuana, he is likely to face that life sentence. So it's insane to me that you have states like Washington and Colorado that have legalized marijuana. You can literally go there and buy recreational pot. You don't have to have any type of illness. You can smoke it just for recreational reasons. And then you have states like Montana that come down hard on people who, let's keep it real, he was growing it. He's probably selling it, right? And so it's illegal under their state. I totally understand it. But I think that this particular case illustrates why this is not a states' rights issue, why the federal government needs to come in and legalize it. That way you don't have this ridiculous difference between one state and another.
Well, that's interesting. I agree and disagree. So, of course, I agree that this is insanity. But to be fair, though, HSBC, which laundered $9 billion for the biggest drug cartels in the world, they all got life sentences too, right? Those bankers? Oh, they didn't get any sentence. So this guy with this $50,000 is going to go away for the rest of his life. You do $9 billion of drug cartel money laundering, you're free to go.
Right.
We wouldn't want to disturb the, the global economy by touching the hair on a banker's head. We can't do that. So of course I agree with you that this is insanity. I wouldn't put the guy in jail. I'd legalize it, let alone life sentence for this. This is crazy. Okay. The part that I kind of disagree with is I like states' rights. So now states' rights is where both the left and the right are the most hypocritical. Okay.
Right.
So for the left, if you don't like some states the way that they're going, goddamn states' rights, they shouldn't be allowed to say that their gays can't get married. I mean, that's a constitutional issue, right? If you like where the states are going, like I do on pot, I like that Washington and Colorado defied the federal government to say it's going to be legal here. Then all of a sudden I like states' rights. And when you get to the conservatives, they're a joke on states' rights. Oh, states' rights are so important. Oh, Florida doesn't have a right to recount their votes. Bush wins. Okay, I mean, that was the most hypocritical thing literally in Supreme Court history. But the reason that I lean towards states' rights, and it's issue by issue, not just because of hypocrisy, but because some issues are constitutional issues and hence should not be decided by the states, like civil rights. The states did not have a right to say you can't go to my white school because the Constitution already said that you're supposed to be treated equal, right? So it depends, and for good reason it depends sometimes. In this case, the federal government was on the wrong side, and then the states' rights allowed states to experiment. Now it's created a situation where you go, just like you did a second ago, wait a minute, this is nuts that across the border it's perfectly legal, and you just take one step across the border and you get a life sentence, right? But that kind of nutty situation is, I think, what leads to Montana and other states eventually going, should we do that?
Yeah,
right?
But with the cost of many lives, people who will spend time behind bars for something that is completely nonviolent. Now, in this particular case, I don't know if he's done anything violent. The only thing he's been charged with is growing these marijuana plants, right? And the thought of a 22-year-old having his life ruined over a drug that will not kill you is absolutely ridiculous to me, okay? And look, he shouldn't have been growing it. Like, that's the reality of it. He shouldn't have been growing it. There should be some sort of punishment. There should be some sort of consequence. A life sentence is above and beyond. And again, the $50,000 fine cracks me up. Like, you're facing a life sentence and a $50,000 fine. Just add insult to injury.
Just in case you ever get out. And by the way, in prison, making $50,000 in the jobs they give you will probably take a lifetime anyway.
Right.
Right. And he's 22. Look, it's a perfect analogy to putting a 22-year-old in jail for selling moonshine back during Prohibition, right? Should we have done that? Now it seems like that's the most insane thing you've ever heard. It's alcohol, Coors Light, Budweiser. They're all legitimate because they're large corporations. By the way, the minute large corporations start selling pot, this thing is over. It gets legalized everywhere. Okay.
I mean, you have doctors like pushing amphetamines like Adderall, right? And they're like misdiagnosing people because they're in bed with pharmaceutical companies. And that's totally okay. And amphetamines are definitely more harmful to your health than marijuana is. But there are no consequences to that because all that bullshit's been legalized through lobbying and shit like that. But in this case, a 22-year-old, he's growing pot. Oh, he's gonna spend the rest of his life behind bars.
OxyContin is hillbilly heroin. It's a different form of heroin. It's legal though because the pharmaceutical companies sell it. This is madness, right? It's reefer madness. And by the way, good state of Montana. You know how much it's going to cost you to imprison that guy for 50 some odd years because he sold some pot and grew some pot? If you're a conservative in Montana, you should hate that. I mean, you want to talk about big government wasting your taxpayer dollars.